It's LeGarrette Blunt here, man, 3-time Super Bowl champion. I just want to give you a shout out to the YouTube channel, MicroMike, man.
Eddie Murray, former Detroit Lion. Make sure you watch MicroMike on YouTube.
Calvin Johnson Jr. here, aka Megatron. Big shout out to MicroMike and YouTube channel, man.
Keep on talking everything Detroit Lions, and I just got to remind you, man, happy wife, happy life.
What's going on YouTube? This is your boy Mr. MicroMike, and today we're going to talk about Detroit Lions training camp update with our beloved Detroit Lions, some observations that was taking place by some of the beat writers, and we'll give our thoughts onto this bad boy. But before we get into the video, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hit the bell for all my notifications and hit that like button. You gotta hit that like button. It helps bring the video out via algorithm, and that would help me out. So, some observations that was taking place was starting with the left guard position, and that was Mr. Joe Dahl was on the left side during the observations of the media, and as a left guard. Yes, that kind of makes a lot of sense. I think we've talked about it over and over again. Right now, Stenberg, yes, we drafted him in the 4th round, but Joe Dahl has been playing there already. He's been on the team for a while. With the COVID stuff taking place, it's important to have a veteran on the left side right now. And to me, that's good right now. I want the offensive line to get upgraded. I want Stenberg eventually to be the left guard. You know, maybe halfway past that through the season. But right now, with the pandemic and the knowledge of the scheme, knowledge of everything that takes place, Joe Dahl to me is a perfectly fine at the left side. He already has the playbook down. He understands the individuals around him. He's got that veteran presence to him. So for starting the season, this makes a lot of sense for me. It's no big deal at all. I do eventually want to see Stenberg at some point kind of get implemented into the offensive line halfway, 3/4 through the season maybe, and utilize his skills that we drafted in the 4th round. But no doubt about it, you got to start the veteran as of right now, especially in training camp when it comes to the offensive line. TJ Hockenson has been making noise in training camp. This is great news for us. Obviously, in regards to his injury, he had the ankle injury, as well as he had the concussion that took place last year in the season, and it really affected his game. We took this man with the 8th overall pick. It is extremely important that he is effective in the 2020 season. Seeing him, or hearing him, because I can't see anything, but hearing him run routes and being a phenomenal player on the field for practice is great news. The ankle is healed. I was truly never really worried about his ankle injury. To me, I felt like that could get healed up, but it's great news nonetheless. He's running routes extremely hard. He's making noise in training camp, doing what the 8th overall pick should do. I do believe he's going to be better than Brandon Pettigrew. I definitely think he's going to be better than Eric Ebron. And to see him grow this season is going to be phenomenal. When his concussion, that's the big issue for me. He needs to not hurdle. He needs to continue to protect his brain. Do everything he can to be smart, because the best ability is availability. And to me, the important thing is simply be smart on the field. We need you to be on the field. You don't need to be doing no hip hopping, okay? Don't need to jump. Just get the essential down and protect your body. Bo Benchois and Terrell Crosby was seen on the sideline next to each other, not in the 1st string offense, but practicing with the 2nd string. That's great news. To me, Terrell Crosby is a great swing tackle. He can play left, he can play right. Is he the starter? No. But he can do multiple positions, and that makes me happy, so it makes a lot of sense. Obviously, that he's with the 2nd team. He was last year as well. So, Terrell Crosby still growing, but the most important thing here is Bo Benchois was actually practicing with the 2nd string. This is something that I extremely wanted. I coveted him last year in the 5th round. We got him as an undrafted free agent out of Wisconsin. He is a young stud. He can play both guard positions. To me, if he can continue to grow and make the team as a 2nd string that is great news. We have Wiggins, we have Ibushi, but I would like to see these young guys develop. Bo Benchua is one of these young guys, and it makes me extremely happy that he, at least for this portion, was practiced with the second string. Does that mean necessarily he is second string? No, but all I can do is talk about the observations that was taking place currently for our Detroit Lions, and that is a positive one, to say the least, in my opinion. Yes, it's just second string, but you want to see the young guys develop. You want to see the development. We do not have preseason, and to see this young man develop for offensive line is great. He was an undrafted free agent. That makes me extremely, extremely happy. Jamal Agnew was still practicing with the wide receivers. This is nothing new. You've seen the pictures. We have a lot of fluctuation when it comes to the wide receiver position. They tried bringing in Hogan as a tryout. We don't know if they actually sign him eventually. Probably not. But Jamal Agnew is still practicing with the wide receivers. He did do one day with the defense, so he's still being multi-dimensional. So he's practicing with the offense. He did a day of practicing with the defense. This is something to look forward to and see what's going to take place with him. I still give him a long shot, but he's doing his thing. Quintez Cephas is making a lot of positive noise in the wide receiver position in camp. That makes me extremely happy. We drafted him in the 5th round. He's making some noise. Hopefully he can learn his position and be an integral part to this offense next year, and maybe do a couple of series this year. We won't get to see him in preseason, but that's positive news to hear that he's turning heads in camp in a positive way and not a negative way. The Detroit Lions worked out a couple of players here, one being CJ Posey. He is the wide receiver converted to running back, formerly of the Seattle Seahawks. He's elusive and he's a fast individual. They worked him out for a running back position. It'll be interesting to see if they actually sign any of these guys they worked out. Personally, I don't believe they will, but you just never know. Our running back room is quite big right now, and same with the wide receiver position. They worked out Hogan, formerly, of course, the New England Patriots. We have a lot of wide receivers in our room. Again, I think these guys are particularly just used for keeping an eye on them. If maybe there's an injury in camp whatsoever, they can go ahead and sign one of these guys to compete. I don't see a whole lot of anything here as of now. If there's injuries mount up, possibly. Also, the quarterback Trevor Siemian, that's the same thing here, folks. I think we're good when it comes to the quarterback position right now. I don't believe they're going to sign any of these guys unless, again, there is an injury or a COVID issue, something that would throw the current players on the team off the roster or onto IR, something in that case. Other than that, I'm not too worried about it. If you haven't done so, add me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, share the video if you can, and let's get this thing crack-a-lackin'. I will have the OnePride podcast tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, where we talk all things Detroit Lions. Make sure you're there. With that said, folks, adios.